Have you ever paused to consider the moments in life when you felt truly supported, as if a divine presence was watching over you? Picture yourself sitting alone in a quiet room, your mind racing with worries and thoughts. But then there's that flicker of connection, a warmth that wraps around you like a comforting blanket, reminding you that you are not alone in your struggles. It's in these fleeting moments that we can feel the gentle nudges of something greater, offering solace and reassurance. Yet, do we really allow ourselves to experience this connection? In the frenetic pace of modern life, it's all too easy to overlook these instances. We get caught up in our daily grind and forget to look inward. In what ways do you find solace when chaos surrounds you? Have you ever considered that stillness, that rare moment of clarity, might be a conversation with the divine? Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, a physician and pioneer in the field of grief, explored the depths of the human experience and our relationship with the divine. Her groundbreaking work, particularly on the 5 stages of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, sheds light on the emotional tumult we often face. It prompts us to ask, how do denial and anger act as barriers to recognizing the divine within us? When we're caught in these turbulent emotions, they can cloud our perception of spiritual connection, leaving us feeling adrift. Have you ever felt anger bubbling up inside you during difficult times, making it hard to see beyond the immediate struggle? Imagine anger as a fog that obscures the path to clarity and peace. You may feel it building up, shaped by disappointment, frustration, or loss. What if I told you that experiencing and acknowledging that anger, rather than pushing it down, could be your first step toward feeling more connected to the divine? Think of denial as a heavy stone that blocks the flow of spiritual energy. When we refuse to confront our true feelings, we end up isolating ourselves from that divine presence, believing we are unworthy or abandoned. It's common to think of anger as a negative emotion, a sign of weakness or a failing in our faith. But isn't it intriguing to consider that feeling anger might actually be a pathway to understanding our needs and desires? Embracing this turbulent emotion can create a deeper intimacy with our spiritual selves. Imagine a river that is dammed up, its waters stagnant. The beauty of the landscape is hidden under murky waters, and the life that could flourish is stifled. Acknowledging your feelings, and yes, even your anger, can act like breaking down that dam, allowing the river to flow freely once more. When you confront those uncomfortable emotions, you begin to clear a path toward healing and ultimately spiritual connection. Have you experienced anger or denial interfering with your ability to feel God's presence? Reflecting on these feelings can be transformative. When you feel these emotions arise, consider them as messengers, urging you to acknowledge pain rather than to push it away. Each person's journey is unique, and your emotions deserve to be felt, respected, and understood. Kübler-Ross once observed that recognizing our feelings is part of the healing process. How do you interpret that in your own life? Do you allow yourself to sit with those difficult emotions long enough to hear what they might be trying to tell you? As you reflect on your journey, it becomes clear that embracing anger doesn't distance you from the divine. It can actually bring you closer to understanding your own heart. If you've ever found yourself wrestling with these emotions, know that you are not alone. Your experience is shared by many. As we traverse through denial and anger, we unlock the door to deeper connection, not only with ourselves, but also with the world around us and with that divine presence that patiently awaits our acknowledgement. Have you thought about sharing your experiences with others? Rest assured, your story has the power to resonate and help. Would you be willing to share your experience below? Your words could be the light that guides someone else in their journey. Engaging with these emotions might be challenging, but it is the first step toward reconnecting with the divine. Acknowledge the multifaceted nature of your connection to spirituality. Embrace the time it takes as part of your unique journey toward healing. The true work lies not in avoiding the storm, but in dancing amid the rain. As we journey further into the intricate tapestry of spirituality, let's delve into the feelings of denial and anger, the often uninvited guests at our table of faith. When chaos strikes, it can be a challenge to feel connected to the divine. Instead, our emotions tend to swell like an ocean tide, pulling us into the depths of confusion and despair. Have you ever found yourself stuck in that tumultuous sea, desperately seeking refuge, yet feeling as if you're adrift? When we experience loss or disappointment, denial often wraps around us like a thick fog, shielding us from the reality of our situation. We might dismiss signs of pain, convincing ourselves that everything will be fine, when deep down we know it's not. It's almost as if we're wearing blinders that limit our emotional spectrum. Can you recall a time when you sensed a reality you were reluctant to face? How did that experience shape your understanding of connection, both with yourself and with the divine? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross emphasized that denial is usually the first reaction to grief. When someone we love departs from this world, our immediate instinct might be to cling to the belief that they are still here in some form. This resistance to acknowledging loss can stem from fear of change, fear of feeling vulnerable, and fear of confronting our own fragility. But denying those painful feelings keeps us from moving forward on our spiritual journey. What if, instead of assigning blame to ourselves for feeling this way, we treated our denial like a protective shield, there to help us process the fallout from our losses? Then comes anger, that fiery emotion which often emerges from denial. Imagine it like a volcano, simmering beneath the surface, ready to erupt when stirred. Have you ever felt that surge of anger directed toward God? What if, instead of assigning blame to ourselves for feeling this way, we treated our denial like a protective shield, there to help us process the fallout from our losses? Then comes anger, that fiery emotion which often emerges from denial. Imagine it like a volcano, simmering beneath the surface, ready to erupt when stirred. Have you ever felt that surge of anger directed toward God, questioning why these hardships are happening? It's perfectly human to grapple with these feelings. Kübler-Ross noted how patients often experienced a profound sense of anger in the face of terminal diagnoses and life-altering news. Are you allowing your anger to surface, or are you trying to repress it for fear of being ungrateful or unworthy? It's critical to understand that these emotions, the denial and anger, are not a sign of weakness, but rather an essential part of the human experience. They can serve as catalysts for faith and understanding. Think about a bridge. What happens to it under a heavy load? It bends and sways, yet manages to stay intact. In the same way, confronting your anger allows you to navigate through this emotional landscape without succumbing to collapse. Are you ready to build that bridge toward acceptance instead of letting your emotions take you downstream into despair? Consider journaling your feelings. Imagine setting down on paper all that rage and hurt that you've been holding within. Each word becomes a silent witness to your journey, a testament to your struggle. You might be surprised by what emerges from this practice. It could lead to insights that lead you back to the divine presence within you. Have you ever stopped to write about your feelings? What revelations did you uncover? In the midst of emotional chaos, we might forget the very essence of faith itself, the belief that we are connected to something greater. When you allow yourself to embrace the full spectrum of your feelings, you create an opening for healing and understanding to seep into your life. This path is not always clear-cut. It's often laced with uncertainty. But how can we cultivate a sense of faith amid confusion and sorrow? Imagine walking through a dense forest, the trees casting long shadows over your path. In those moments of doubt, when the way seems obstructed, can you remind yourself to reach toward the light? Allow the anger to give way to questions, to uncertainty, and open a dialogue with the divine. What if those dark moments are not just obstacles, but invitations for growth and spiritual awakening? Kübler-Ross's work shows us that healing often begins when we confront our emotions head-on. As you look inward, allow that inner dialogue to flourish. Recognize that it's okay to be angry, to question, and to deny, but don't let those feelings define your entire experience. As we acknowledge these emotions, we begin to carve our path toward understanding and connection. The divine does not shy away from our pain. It holds space for it. So, let us continue to confront these uncomfortable feelings, allowing them to lead us to deeper truths and a renewed sense of connection within ourselves and with the divine. As we navigate deeper into our spiritual journeys, let's take a moment to reflect on the complexities of doubt and the act of bargaining that often colors our faith. Have you ever found yourself in turmoil, attempting to negotiate with a higher power for clarity or relief? These moments of bargaining can shape our spiritual experiences. But what happens when the clarity we seek remains just out of reach? How does this dance with doubt affect your connection to the divine? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross taught us that bargaining often arises in moments of helplessness, when we reach out for reassurance from the divine. If only I do this, we think, maybe I will find the comfort I'm looking for. This yearning to control our circumstances can lead us to create unspoken deals with the universe. Have you experienced this? Telling yourself, if I pray hard enough, everything will turn out all right. It's a perfectly human response, a mixture of desperation and hope. Visualize this experience as standing on a bridge, looking down into roiling waters below. The current represents our doubts and fears, and our minds flood with if-then thoughts. If I make this promise, then maybe the pain will lessen. While these thoughts can be soothing, have you considered how they might hinder your ability to fully embrace the moment? What if, instead of viewing bargaining as a necessary act of faith, we recognized it as an opportunity for deeper understanding? Kübler-Ross illustrated how many individuals find solace not through clear answers, but through acceptance of their circumstances. Imagine surrendering the need for clarity. Could this act itself unlock a richer spiritual experience? Instead of demanding certainty, there is strength in embracing the unknown, just as the ocean's waves ebb and flow without fear of what lies beneath the surface. Reflect on a time when you faced an immense challenge, perhaps loss, disappointment, or a significant change. In these instances, you may have caught yourself attempting to bargain with the universe or with God. How do you feel when your prayers seem unanswered? Instead of merely seeking reassurance, could you see these moments as invitations to grow, to expand your faith even amid uncertainty? Consider how clarity can sometimes emerge during stillness rather than frantic searching. Have you found insights during moments of quiet reflection when you weren't expecting them? This realization can be transformative and can inspire us to embrace our doubts rather than avoid them. Let's commit to viewing doubt as a natural part of the spiritual journey, one that can deepen our connection with the divine. As we confront our uncertainties, invite the unknown into your heart. It's within these moments that our true spiritual strength often reveals itself. As you reflect on your experiences with bargaining and doubt, could you share your journey with us? How has this interplay affected your faith? Your stories can be a source of light and inspiration for others who may feel lost or uncertain on their paths. Sometimes, simply knowing we're not alone can be the very antidote we need. As we acknowledge the nuances of doubt and bargaining, let's embrace the openness that nourishes spiritual growth. Rather than shying away from our questions, let's engage with them. we may find that the journey of faith often lies not solely in the answers we seek, but in the connections we create along the way. So as we continue this exploration of faith, doubt, and connection, let's allow our questions to guide us forward. Lean into the transformative power that your doubts can bring. In that space of uncertainty, you might just discover not only your connection to the divine, but also the beauty of shared experiences that bind us all together. Are you ready to embrace this journey, doubts and all, as we move forward in unity and understanding? As we navigate the complexities of our spiritual journeys, let us delve into the often unspoken emotion of depression, a phase that many of us confront when faced with uncertainty and despair. Have you ever found yourself enveloped in a heaviness that seems to seep into every corner of your existence? In these moments, it can feel as though the light has dimmed and the whispers of hope grow quieter. How do you typically respond to that darkness? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross taught us that depression is a natural and vital part of the grieving process, whether it be for loss, uncertainty, or any significant change in our lives. It serves as a powerful signal, an acknowledgement of the weight we carry amid our struggles. When you experience these feelings, rather than shying away from them, what if you saw them as an integral part of your emotional journey? Can acknowledging that darkness actually lead to healing? Imagine standing in a dimly lit room, shadows dancing on the walls. At times, it may be overwhelming, this emotional heaviness. You might find yourself wishing to retreat from the world, longing for solitude in the depths of your sadness. Can you recall a period when the world felt too heavy and your spirit felt too light? What if you allowed yourself to feel that weight instead of turning away from it? Kübler-Ross emphasized the importance of recognizing our emotions, including depression, as valid responses to our experiences. It's tempting to equate faith with constant positivity, but what if embracing sadness can lead to profound insights? Think of the caterpillar, wrapped in its cocoon, sheltered in darkness, before it transforms into a butterfly. In moments of deep sadness, can you consider this a cocoon for your own spiritual metamorphosis? Acknowledging our emotions can create a pathway not only for understanding, but also for connection. It's okay to feel heavy. It's okay to grieve what we have lost or what we wish could be different. Have you ever experienced moments where sharing your feelings of sadness helped lighten that load, even if just a little? Sometimes, reaching out to others who have felt a similar heaviness can unify our burdens. Can you remember a time when simply voicing your struggles led to a burst of clarity or relief? Sharing your experience may resonate with others who are grappling with similar feelings, reinforcing the notion that we are not alone in our suffering. The bonds we create in these vulnerable moments can be incredibly healing. As we navigate through our depressive phases, it's crucial to remain open to finding the sacred within the sorrow. Reflecting on your deepest struggles might allow you to unearth wisdom that can lead you to a lighter path. When have you felt a breakthrough emerge from experiencing deep sadness? What insights did you gain from acknowledging your depressive moments? Sometimes this darkness allows us to perceive light in newfound ways. Just as the dawn breaks after the longest night, can you imagine the possibilities that exist once you embrace your sadness as part of the human experience? Transforming depression into a space of growth can open doors to deeper clarity, revealing aspects of yourself that you may have otherwise overlooked. The journey through depression is not about rushing toward a resolution, but allowing ourselves to experience the journey fully. It's in these tender and often messy moments that our greatest growth can occur. Can you commit to honoring these seasons of your life, understanding that they contribute to the complete tapestry of your spirit? As we explore life's valleys, let's reconnect with the understanding that all emotions are valid, including the difficult ones. Engaging with our feelings of sadness and grief can illuminate pathways toward acceptance and understanding. So, as we continue this exploration into the depths of our souls, can we agree to walk together through the darkness, forging deeper connections through our shared experiences? Today, if you feel comfortable, would you take a moment to reflect and share how you've navigated through your own feelings of depression? Your truths could serve as a beacon for someone else who is silently struggling. Let's remind ourselves that even in our heaviest moments, we can find strength in vulnerability and unity, guiding us toward healing and understanding as we embrace this intricate journey of faith together. As we continue to explore the intricate landscape of our emotional journeys, it is time to confront perhaps the most paradoxical aspect of the human experience: acceptance. This phase, often misunderstood, can seem elusive and daunting, particularly after facing the complexities of doubt, bargaining, and depression. But what if we reframed our understanding of acceptance? What if it isn't the end goal, but rather the space in which true healing begins? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross emphasized that acceptance does not imply giving up or being okay with painful situations. Instead, it is a profound recognition of our reality, full of its inherent imperfections and uncertainties. Have you ever thought about what acceptance truly means in your life? Is it mere resignation, or is it the embrace of your journey, complete with all its ebb and flow? Picture standing on a shoreline, observing the relentless tide. Each wave crashes and retreats, shaping the shore in a beautiful yet unpredictable manner. Acceptance is much like this tide, a continuous process of allowing feelings and experiences to wash over us without resisting their presence. How often do you find yourself bracing against the tide instead of letting it take its natural course? Engaging with acceptance can be one of the most liberating experiences of our lives. When you accept your circumstances, whether they are loss, disappointment, or uncertainty, you open the door to healing that can unfold organically. Rather than fighting against the storm, imagine standing in the rain, feeling each drop as a connection to life itself. What feels more freeing, battling the elements or dancing among them? Consider a moment from your own life when you accepted an unwanted reality. What feelings arose? It's common to experience a sense of relief when we concede that we cannot control every aspect of our lives. In these moments of surrender, can you recall any unexpected insights or clarity that emerged? What if the acceptance of your situation led to personal growth that you hadn't anticipated? Acceptance allows us to transform our experiences from burdens into lessons. Think of a wound that needs air to heal. It cannot simply be covered up. It needs the light of recognition. When you accept what is, you allow healing to begin. How would your bitterness transform into understanding if you offered yourself that chance? In practicing acceptance, it can be helpful to use mindfulness techniques or gentle self-reflection. Have you ever taken a quiet moment to sit with your thoughts, acknowledging the full spectrum of your emotions? What if you dedicated just a few minutes of your day to listen to your feelings? By giving them space to breathe, you may find that acceptance becomes a friend rather than a foe. Engaging with this journey of acceptance does not mean you have to surrender to despair. Instead, it means inviting hope back into your heart, allowing it to flower amid uncertainty. Like a garden that thrives even in changing seasons, can you nurture your emotional ecosystem by accepting all that life presents to you? As we journey together, let's remind ourselves that acceptance also fosters connection. You may find comfort in knowing that others walk similar paths, grappling with their struggles and triumphs. Have you ever shared your experiences of acceptance with someone who needed encouragement? Your journey may inspire someone else, illuminating the path toward acceptance and resilience for them. As we embrace the concept of acceptance, it's vital to understand that it is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. Just like the ocean's tides, acceptance will ebb and flow throughout your life. Can you commit to returning to this practice, allowing yourself another opportunity to find peace amid chaos? Today, I invite you to take a small yet significant step. Reflect on an aspect of your life that feels heavy or unresolved. Can you approach it with openness, inviting the possibility of acceptance? Your insights could foster deep connections not only within yourself, but also in your relationships with those around you. In acknowledging the journey of acceptance, we embark on a profound exploration of ourselves. Can we move forward with grace, allowing acceptance to transform our struggles into opportunities for growth? Together, let's cultivate a space of understanding, resilience, and unity as we continue navigating this vast landscape of the human experience. Are you ready to embrace this journey of acceptance today with an open heart and a curious spirit? As we delve deeper into our exploration of the human experience, it's vital that we turn our attention toward the transformative power of connection and the solace that it can bring amidst our ongoing challenges. We often underestimate the strength found in our relationships with others, particularly during moments of sorrow, doubt, or pain. Have you ever noticed how sharing your burden with someone else can lighten your load? What would happen if you let yourself become a river for your emotions, flowing into the hearts of those around you? Dr. Colleen? Elisabeth Kübler-Ross emphasized that connecting with others not only provides comfort, but also fosters healing. When we express our feelings and experiences, we create a tapestry of shared vulnerability that can empower both ourselves and those we reach out to. Do you remember a time when you confided in a friend or a family member? How did that act of sharing shift your perspective on your struggles? Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest where each tree represents an individual story. Just as trees are interconnected through their roots beneath the surface, so too are we linked by our shared experiences of hurt, healing, and hope. What if we allowed ourselves to be vulnerable, embracing the imperfections of our own narratives while acknowledging that others carry their own narratives of pain? How might this realization deepen your compassion for those around you? In moments of personal adversity, it's easy to feel isolated, to believe that no one else understands the depth of your struggles. But have you considered how vulnerability can become a bridge, connecting you to others who might share similar experiences? The act of speaking your truth creates space for others to do the same, inviting them to unveil their stories. Have you ever felt a sense of relief when someone shared their own struggles with you, revealing that you weren't as alone as you thought you were? It is in this openness, this willingness to share and connect, that we uncover a sacred intimacy. When you reach out for support, whether through friends, family, or community, you allow love and understanding to flow into the cracks of your heart. Consider how sharing your burdens not only releases their weight on your own soul, but also offers someone else the courage to face their own. Kübler-Ross taught us that the power of connection lies in our shared humanity. In embracing our individual journeys of grief, trauma, and acceptance, we cultivate a collective resilience grounded in empathy. When was a time you felt encouraged by someone else's story of overcoming adversity? How might you pay that forward, sharing your journey and allowing it to inspire others? Allow yourself to reflect on the relationships that have shaped your life. Are there people in your life who might be waiting for you to share your truth? What if your honesty became a source of strength for them? This mutual exchange forms a cycle of healing where vulnerability breeds compassion and connection fuels understanding. As we embrace this notion of connection, let's also acknowledge that it's not limited to close relationships. Sometimes, reaching out to strangers or community members can illuminate unforeseen pathways. Have you thought about how a small act of kindness or an understanding smile from a passerby can lift your spirits? What if each of us took the time to extend kindness to those outside our inner circles? Your words can ripple out to create waves of change and healing. In exploring the importance of connection, let's also recognize the potential for communal healing. Sharing resources, stories, and experiences within our communities fosters unity and resilience. Could you envision your community as a nurturing garden where collective growth springs from the seeds of individual journeys? Today, I invite you to reflect on your connections. Who in your life could benefit from your vulnerability, or who could you reach out to for support? Can you find the courage to share your story, understanding that it has the potential to connect and uplift others? As we journey together through this vast landscape of human experience, let's commit to fostering connection as a means of healing. By embracing our shared struggles and supporting one another, we may find that the path toward understanding and unity becomes clearer, brighter, and filled with hope. Are you ready to cultivate connections that promote healing in your life and the lives of those around you? Let's step into the power of community and togetherness, embracing the beauty that arises from our shared experiences as we continue this journey of discovery and transformation. As we arrive at the final chapter of our journey together, let's explore the theme of transformation, a natural culmination of acceptance, connection, and healing. In many ways, transformation is intrinsic to the human experience. Have you ever considered how growth often emerges from the ashes of our struggles? Picture a phoenix rising from its own flames, a powerful symbol of renewal and rebirth. What if this imagery represented not just a mythical bird, but also your journey? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross taught us the significance of transformation, particularly in the aftermath of grief or profound change. It's in acknowledging our pain and allowing ourselves to feel that we create fertile ground for growth. Have you recognized moments in your life where you emerged stronger after overcoming adversity? What if those moments were not just endings, but instead beginnings? Transformation requires courage and vulnerability. It asks us to dig deep within ourselves, to face the shadows that linger and the parts of ourselves we might wish to hide. Have you ever felt the urge to resist change, clinging to what is familiar, even if it no longer serves you? What if relinquishing that grip could lead to profound liberation? Consider the caterpillar nestled in its cocoon, waiting during its transformation. Can you envision that stage of your own life, the time when you felt confined yet sensed the stirring of something new within you? Sometimes it takes discomfort to catalyze change. Can you recall an experience where the discomfort of transformation was ultimately a blessing in disguise? In embracing transformation, it is important to recognize that it is a continuous process. Just like waves lapping at the shore, growth is not linear. It ebbs and flows. Are you prepared to celebrate your progress, no matter how small, as part of that journey? Each step forward, each hurdle overcome can be viewed as a testament to your ability to adapt, learn, and thrive. As we reflect on our collective experiences, let's acknowledge the power of storytelling in transformation. Every narrative woven into our lives carries lessons that can inspire and uplift ourselves and others. What if you were to share your transformation story, illustrating how challenges became catalysts for growth? Your journey could resonate with someone who feels isolated in their struggles, offering them hope and encouragement. Imagine gathering a group of friends or community members, each sharing their personal stories of transformation. The act of listening and sharing allows us to create a sense of belonging and connection. What if you envision how these shared experiences might inspire collective change within your community? What if you initiated conversations centered on transformation in your circles, inviting others to reflect on their growth journeys? As we embrace the themes of transformation, we also acknowledge the ongoing evolution in our relationships with ourselves and with others. Transformation can bring newfound perspectives and deepen our connections. How do you perceive your relationships now compared to when you were entrenched in struggles? Can you see the ways in which your growth has impacted those around you? Today, I invite you to reflect on the transformations you've experienced in your life. What have you learned about yourself through the struggles you have faced? Consider writing these reflections down, creating a tangible testament to your journey. Might you create a vision of what transformation looks like for you in the future, envisioning the possibilities that lie ahead? As we conclude our exploration, let's remind ourselves that transformation is not merely an individual endeavor, but a collective mission rooted in connection, understanding, and compassion. By sharing our stories, we pave the way for others to witness the potential for change within themselves. Are you ready to embrace the transformative power of your journey? And could you extend an invitation for others to join you on this path of growth? Together, let's harness the lessons born from our struggles, not just as a means of personal healing, but as a gift to the world. In this shared experience of transformation, we cultivate a community grounded in love, hope, and connection. As we embark on new beginnings, let's carry forth the light of our collective resilience, igniting sparks of change in each other's lives. The journey may not always be easy, but by embracing transformation, we honor the intricate beauty of every moment. Are you ready to step into this new chapter of your life, armed with the wisdom of your experiences and the knowledge that you are never alone on this path? Let's rise together, embracing the transformations that await us as we continue writing the story of our lives with courage and compassion.